Leviticus chapter 17, verse 1 to 16. Verse 1, the Lord said to Moses. Verse 2, speak to Aaron and his sons and to all the Israelites and say to them, this is what the Lord has commanded. Verse 3, any Israelite who sacrifices an ox, a lamb or a goat in the camp or outside of it. Verse 4, instead of bringing it to the entrance to the tent of meeting to present it as an offering to the Lord in front of the tabernacle of the Lord, that person shall be considered guilty of bloodshed. They have shed blood and must be cut off from their people. Verse 5, this is so the Israelites will bring to the Lord the sacrifices they are now making in the open fields. They must bring them to the priest, that is, to the Lord, at the entrance to the tent of meeting and sacrifice them as a fellowship offerings. Verse 6, the priest is to splash the blood against the altar of the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting and burn the fat as an aroma pleasing to the Lord. Verse 7, they must no longer offer any of their sacrifices to the goat idols to whom they prostitute themselves. This is to be a lasting ordinance for them and for the generations to come. Verse 8, say to them, any Israelite or any foreigner residing among them who offers a burnt offering or sacrifice. Verse 9, and does not bring it to the entrance to the tent of meeting to sacrifice it to the Lord must be cut off from the people of Israel. Verse 10, I will set my face against any Israelite or any foreigner residing among them who eats blood, and I will cut them off from the people. Verse 11, for the life of a creature is in the blood, and I have given it to you to make atonement for yourself on the altar. It is the blood that makes atonement for one's life. Verse 12, therefore I say to the Israelites, none of you may eat blood, nor may any foreigner residing among you eat blood. Verse 13, any Israelite or any foreigner residing among you who hunts any animal or bird that may be eaten must drain out the blood and cover it with earth. Verse 14, because the life of every creature is its blood. That is why I have said to the Israelites, you must not eat the blood of any creature, because the life of every creature is its blood. Anyone who eats it must be cut off. Verse 15, anyone, whether native-born or foreigner, who eats anything found dead or torn by wild animals must wash their clothes and bath with water, and they will be ceremonially unclean till evening. Then they will be clean. Verse 16, but if they do not wash their clothes and bath themselves, they will be held responsible. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 1 to 30. Verse 1, the Lord said to Moses. Verse 2, speak to the Israelites and say to them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 3, you must not do as they do in Egypt, where you used to live, and you must not do as they do in the land of Canaan, where I am bringing you. Do not follow their practices. Verse 4, you must obey my laws and be careful to follow my decrees. I am the Lord your God. Verse 5, keep my decrees and laws, for the person who obeys them will live by them. I am the Lord. Verse 6, no one is to approach any close relative to have sexual relations. I am the Lord. Verse 7, do not dishonor your father by having sexual relations with your mother. She is your mother. Do not have relations with her. Verse 8, do not have sexual relations with your father's wife. That would dishonor your father. Verse 9, do not have sexual relations with your sister, either your father's daughter or your mother's daughter, whether she was born in the same home or elsewhere. Verse 10. Do not have sexual relations with your son's daughter or your daughter's daughter. That would dishonor you. Verse 11. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter of your father's wife, born to your father. She is your sister. Verse 12. Do not have sexual relations with your father's sister. She is your father's close relative. Verse 13. Do not have sexual relations with your mother's sister, because she is your mother's close relative. Verse 14. Do not dishonor your father's brother by approaching his wife to have sexual relations. She is your aunt. Verse 15. Do not have sexual relations with your daughter-in-law. She is your son's wife. Do not have relations with her. Verse 16. Do not have sexual relations with your brother's wife. That would dishonor your brother. Verse 17. Do not have sexual relations with both a woman and her daughter. Do not have sexual relations with either her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter. They are her close relatives. That is wickedness. Verse 18. Do not take your wife's sister as a rival wife and have sexual relations with her while your wife is living. Verse 19. Do not approach a woman to have sexual relations during the uncleanness of her monthly period. Verse 20. Do not have sexual relations with your neighbor's wife and defile yourself with her. Verse 21. Do not give any of your children to be sacrificed to Moloch, for you must not profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. Verse 22. Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman. That is detestable. Verse 23. Do not have sexual relations with an animal and defile yourself with it. A woman must not present herself to an animal to have sexual relations with it. That is a perversion. Verse 24. Do not defile yourselves in any of these ways, because this is how the nations that I am going to drive out before you became defiled. Verse 25. Even the land was defiled, so I punished it for its sin, and the land vomited out its inhabitants. Verse 26. But you must keep my decrees and my laws. The native-borns and the foreigners residing among you must not do any of these detestable things. Verse 27. For all these things were done by the people who live in the land before you, and the land became defiled. Verse 28. And if you defile the land, it will vomit you out as it vomited out the nations that were before you. Verse 29. Everyone who does any of these detestable things, such persons must be cut off from their people. Verse 30. Keep my requirements and do not follow any of the detestable customs that were practiced before you came, and do not defile yourselves with them. I am the Lord your God.